Hey, what's up YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. It is Christine with Gauge Girl Training, an online meal planning and coaching service. I'm a food scientist and chemical engineer, and in today's video, I'm going to walk you guys through a step-by-step quiz that you can take along with me to determine your body type. So, let's get started. For joining this video today, you guys. I've done lots of videos on somatotypes. I've shown you guys examples of each body type. I've shown you guys examples of client transformations of each body type. However, I felt the need to provide you guys with an updated resource from the original videos from a few years back to give you guys some updated questions that you can ask yourself to help determine your body type. At the end of this video, if you still aren't sure, you can email us bodytype@gaugegirltraining.com and send 3 photos in a 2-piece bathing suit or sports bra and some fitted shorts from the front, side, and back, and we'll help you out. Question number 1. What best describes how your body responds to weight gain? A. I gain weight very easily, and I find it very difficult to lose weight. B. I gain weight very easily, but I can also lose it easily. Or C, I do not gain weight easily and I find it very challenging to add weight to my frame. Question number 2, what best describes your ability to build muscle mass? A, I have a naturally thick physique and do not have a hard time building muscle. B, I have a naturally athletic physique and do not have a hard time building muscle. Or C, I have a naturally thin physique and have a very hard time building muscle. Question 3. If you stopped working out and eating properly, what tends to happen to your body? A, I would naturally gain weight, especially in the lower body. B, I would gain weight evenly, but would still have an athletic look. Or C, I would lose weight or get skinny fat. Skinny fat, again, is low body weight, but high body fat. What celebrity shape best describes your body? And this is for women. A, Beyonce, Scarlett Johansson, Ashley Graham, Tabria Majors. B, Jessica Biel, Halle Berry, Madonna, Britney Spears. Or C, Kendall Jenner, Kate Moss, Kelly Rowland, Keira Knightley. Question 5. How would you best describe your bone structure? A, very large. B, medium to large. C, small to frail. Question 6. What best describes your body shape? A, pear-shaped. B, hourglass. Or C, rectangle. How would you describe your body type as a child? A, overweight. B, average. C, underweight. Question 8. When you wrap your thumb and middle finger around your wrist, this, what happens? A, they do not touch. B, they touch. Or C, they overlap. Now tally up your answers. If you answered mostly A's to this quiz, you are most likely an endomorph body type. An endomorph tends to be characterized by a slower metabolism, tends to have a harder time losing body fat. However, it has an easier time building muscle, has an easier time maintaining a curvy figure, and has to train and eat a specific way. So if you are an endomorph, there are a few options for you. I do recommend that you pick up our endomorph training guide. We have a 12-week guide available in beginner, intermediate, and advanced that is probably going to respond the best to your body to make sure that you are training strategically. As far as meal plans go for endomorphs, you do have some options. So for an endomorph, I would recommend that you try to move slightly towards the higher fat, lower carb protocols, including the keto plan, the keto budget shreds, the keto dairy-free shred. We also have a low-carb, high-fat protocol. However, not all endomorphs need to go high-fat, low-carb. If you are an endomorph who is metabolically efficient, when I say metabolically efficient, meaning you just naturally tend to store your body fat on the lower part of your body, but you don't necessarily have a hard time losing body fat. If that's you, you can do our conventional shred programs, which are not high fat, low carb. They tend to be a little bit moderate carb style programs. So there's that one distinction. So you can have the endomorph shape, but you may not necessarily have as hard a time losing body fat as other endomorphs. So for endomorphs, I kind of put them in two separate classes, meaning the ones that do tend to have a little bit more of a harder time losing body fat tend to have insulin resistance. So for those folks, they should go for the higher fat protocols. For the folks that have an endomorph shape to their body but can lose weight relatively easily, you would be fine on a protocol that contains carbs, which would be our conventional budget shred. Mostly B's. To this quiz, I would recommend that you are a mesomorph. Mesomorphs are metabolically active, metabolically efficient, and that's a good thing. The key for mesomorphs is you really need to be mindful of portions. You really need to make sure that you're dialing it in, because mesomorphs do have a tendency to have the best of both. You can lose the weight easily, but you can gain it just as easily if you're not paying attention. So I do recommend macros-based protocols to get dialed in initially for mesomorphs. So if you do need a plan, our conventional budget shreds would be great for you. But as far as training, we do have a mesomorph 12-week guide available in beginner, intermediate, and advanced. Great programs. I'll have the links below. You could pick those up, and they're also available in home and gym editions. So really great programs. Now, mesomorphs, unless you have diabetes or PCOS or a very specific reason, you don't necessarily need to go high fat as a mesomorph. You can if you wish, but I don't necessarily advise it. It's not necessarily going to help you unless there is some specific underlying factor for you to do so. I would recommend a more balanced approach that does include carbohydrates, and our conventional budget shred, paleo shred, as well as our specialty shreds that have a variety of different cuisines coming out would work best for you. Now, lastly, if you answered mostly C's to this quiz, you are most likely an ectomorph. You would do best to do our 12-week ectomorph protocol for the gym. It is available in beginner, intermediate, and advanced. Now, as far as meal plans go for the ectomorph, I do recommend that you try our lean gains protocol, because most ectomorphs are going to end up being underweight. So this protocol is going to help you add lean muscle mass without adding body fat. So if you are an ectomorph, I don't recommend you go on a shred. I don't necessarily recommend that you go keto. There are very specific situations where you may want to do that, but for the most part, I'd say for over 95% of you, you'll want to take our lean gains protocol approach. So I'll have the links below for all of the recommended meal plans and training plans for each body type. If you're still not sure, send your photos into bodytype@gagegirltraining.com. 3 photos from the front, side, and back. Your photos are not shared. They are deleted after your complimentary body type assessment. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.